Hello Alamal, hello everybody, welcome back to Mona Cottage Books. Today we are exploring some bookstores in London. So the first one I went to is called Nomad Books, and it is in the Fulham neighborhood, so kind of not in the main shopping area, but kind of outside of town. This is an independent bookstore. I talked to the ladies and they have been around since like the 90s. And it was in this really nice neighborhood. Are these Victorian row houses? Is that what I'm seeing? Or something else? I don't know. Anyway, it was a really cute, nice little neighborhood, and I enjoyed walking over there. And this is Nomad Books. It's on the little high street area, so there's like a cafe and some other shops around, and they've got these nice display windows showing you some of the great new books that they've got. And on the corner, it's always a fun spot. Now, these are all new books. There's no used books. It's all new books. And this is the main area. This is all the adult books. So it looks like we've got some nonfiction over here, some more nonfiction on the shelves, and then you'll see the fiction. It's always good to have tables. I love tables in bookstores because it's so easy to spread out and see a whole bunch of books all at once, and you can grab the ones that tickle your fancy. And I like how they made the display with that bookshelves on one side and the display on the other. There's your main section of fiction books. And then there's a little hallway. And so you walk through the hallways, and I like how they did cards on one side, books on the other, making great use of this hallway. And so then you walk into the kids section, which is huge, and it's lovely and gorgeous, and it's so inviting. And I love seeing kids sections that are inviting. You know, it just really makes the kids want to come in and look through the books and find something really great. And of course, you have to have a seating area. And then we've got even some Paddington. Paddington's very important, very popular because he's a London-based. And then over here, we've got the table of middle grade fiction. I don't know why I keep saying nonfiction. Middle grade fiction books. Again, lovely displayed, easy access. Kids can grab them. But on my way out, I found this little shop across the street and just had to go look at it because that's super eye-catching, and there was lots of fun stuff in there. Not really sure what exactly it was, but so after Nomad Books, I headed up to Foyles. I had to take the metro up there. Foyles is a huge bookstore in Covent Garden. So it has a great location for that kind of downtown area. These are just some cool houses. Like, who gets glass atriums like that in their house? Anyway, so we're on to Foyles. You can see it looks like a big department store, kind of like maybe a 30s or 40s department store. Absolutely huge, completely stuff filled with like just about any book you could possibly want. This is the entryway. Again, this isn't like a certain section. This is just the new, the latest, the greatest kind of stuff. And then there's so much more. And this is the kind of middle atrium. If you go down the stairs, you go into the kids section, and then we'll pan up and you'll see that it's just multiple floors. I think it's like 4 or 5 floors, and the top floor is a cafe. So then I went down into the kids section. So they've got YA, so the kids section is like 0 to YA. Then I wandered over. This is the anime and graphic novel section. Really lots of choice in here, and I like how they kind of, put in some little flowers and kind of jazzed it up a little bit with some decorations. That's always fun. And so this is the anime section. You're looking down into the kids section, and then the next floor up, I think, is, I believe, just fiction. It's a big store. There is a lot. Again, this over on the other side of the kids section, huge kids section. It was coming up to Easter time. And then here is over some of the nonfiction. I always love seeing the nonfiction kids books. They are doing some really cool things with nonfiction kids books that makes them highly entertaining and interesting to kids. and I always like pawing through those. This is now in the foreign language section, the non-English section. So there was like Spanish and Korean and German and French. You know, London is a multicultural city, and so they have a lot of books in different languages, whether that's your native language or you're trying to learn that language. We've got to have cookbooks, of course. And then you've got your travel section, some memoir kind of, what was that, narrative nonfiction travel books, like some pretty big picture books, and then of course your maps and stuff and your travel guides. Now honestly, in this section, I have no idea where I am. This bookstore was just so huge, I got lost. I'm just wandering around. I think maybe I'm in the nonfiction section. Looks like, yeah, hard to tell. There's just so many books. But I mean, that's the fun part of a bookstore, right? It's that you just wander around and then you pick up books that look interesting and you read the back and then you find things and then you find 10, 20 things that you think you need. So if you want to wander around a giant bookstore, Foyles is it. There's the crime section and then also, I think, the fantasy. And I didn't take video of everything in Foyles because it was just so big, so huge, but I definitely recommend it. It's an awesome bookstore. Then I headed over to the Oxfam bookshop. So Foyles and Nomad, those are all new books. But on my way over there, I randomly found this. Whatever this is, it's cool though. I don't know. You never know what you're going to find when you walk around. That's why I like walking when I explore cities, is because you just never know what you're going to find. So we did go to the Oxfam bookshop. These are used books that have been donated to Oxfam, which is a nonprofit organization, but I didn't take video inside because it was very, very small. I did get 2 books there though. Then I headed down to Cecil Court, which is this street that has a whole bunch of bookstores on it. And it's just through the 7 Dials and near Covent Garden. So again, it's in that very central London tourist area. But just off the beaten path is this cute little street. It's only 1 block long. There's apparently a Chipotle's there called Cecil Court. And I think I read that it has like 7 or 12. There's a lot of bookstores. There's also some like nice little art stores, and they're little shops. So they're super tiny, and they're very specialized. So this is not Foyles. You're not going to find just anything. It's going to be very specific, kind of like old or super interesting books. I'm not sure what this one was. 20th century books, new to me. Some paintings, if you need a painting of the White Cliffs of Dover, they've got that. And some really fancy pottery. So this one is Alice Through the Looking Glass. This store is just dedicated to Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. So it's got games and things, probably first editions, I would assume. Lots of stuff, but just Alice in Wonderland. And that's as big as the shop is, where you see that mirror. Like, it's literally just this tiny little room. This one, Travis and Emery, the green one is just music, sheet music. All types of sheet music, but again, it's just these little rooms, like that back shelf that you see, that's all of it. This one, I think, is kids' books, but like kind of like vintage kids' books. I'm not sure if they sold any new stuff, but you kind of peek inside, and again, that's it. That's the size of the shop. This bookstore, it actually takes up 2 storefronts, so it's a little bit bigger. But it looks like it was more spiritual type books, personal growth, that kind of stuff. So again, they are very specialized bookstores. They're not your general run-of-the-mill ones. And then this bookstore, this one was, I believe, first editions. I believe that's what this one specializes in, is like the first editions of different books. And it also took up 2 shop sections that have been put together, so extra fancy and big. Yeah, specializing in first editions and collectibles. And that is it. Thanks for watching.